Hey, hey, hey. So thank you for joining us today. We are so excited to do this with you. I have a question for you, and it's going to sound like the start of a really bad joke. But what do a global event strategist, a paralegal, a cosmetologist, and a Peace Corps volunteer all have in common? All kinds of pink. We're going to find a little bit about why we love what we do today. Take it away, Maria.
Yay, so thank you. Just first want to thank you so much for being on. And you might have come to this video because you were highly intrigued, maybe following one of us on social media, maybe you are obsessed with our products just like we are, or maybe you're on the other end of the spectrum where you've maybe never even considered owning your own business or never had the thought of doing something like Mary Kay. So we're just excited you're here. Please drop an emoji, share some comments, say, hey, you're here, because we've got 2 prize giveaways and we love giving away prizes. All right, Claire, what's next?
All right, you know what? We're going to just dig in. We're going to keep this to 30 minutes. And so we're going to just get to know each other a little bit and share who we are. And so, okay, so obviously we already shared that we come from completely different backgrounds. So, I mean, do you think that if we weren't for Mary Kay, we probably wouldn't even have crossed paths, don't you think? Like, can you even imagine where, I mean, maybe Brie might have done my hair, maybe. I don't even know. So, this is what I think we want to start with is just where did Mary Kay find you and how long ago, so that we can kind of get an idea of what that looks like and what attracted you to Mary Kay. So let's see, Maria, do you want to start?
Sure, why not? Okay, so Mary Kay found me. Actually, I had just transitioned home from the Peace Corps. So I'd come off of 2.5 years serving in Nicaragua and needed some extra money. So I actually was hired in a Mary Kay director's office. And what happened was, yeah, I know, people. I was watching her work and watching what she did and silently falling in love with the culture and also the income. So what ended up happening, I didn't own a dress. I had to buy a dress for an event. I watched, yeah, I mean, it was that. I was Peace Corps, people. This is the whole change of what it was. But I watched her do an event and I was listening to what she was sharing. And some of those things we're going to share today. But what I heard was unlimited income, be your own boss, freedom and flexibility. I also watched her move about $1,200 of product and realized what she put 50% in her pocket and I was making an hourly wage at that point. And so it just made sense for me to knock on her door the next day and say, I am quitting as your assistant. I would like one of those starter kit bags. I don't think I was processing that it was the beauty industry. I think it was just watching what she did and how she served the women. And again, unlimited income, be your own boss. I heard what I needed to hear in that season of my life.
Wow.
So
love it.
We're real friends in real life, and I did not know that about you.
Yes.
And I were like, huh? I guess we never talked about that, huh?
No, in fact, you guys, like, we don't want you to think like this is the setup. We are real friends. If there was no COVID, we would be doing this in a beach house in Oceanside or a villa in Cabo. Usually how we like to hang out, but you're getting us in our homes today.
Oh my gosh. What about you, Brie Gossett?
I was a military wife, actually, and we were stationed in Yuma, Arizona, and my husband's commanding officer was a female, and she was the host of a Mary Kay party, so she ordered all the husbands to invite their wives so we could hostess credit. So I knew nobody at the party, wore no makeup, Irish Spring on my body, Irish Spring on my face, Vaseline for lip gloss. I didn't own a stitch of makeup and showed up at a party because I was basically ordered to do so.
But I mean, were you working? What were you doing at the time?
I had taken 1 year off. My son was just a few months old. And so I had was the start. I ended up taking a full year off. At that point, I'd only been off work for about 4 months because we didn't know anybody. And I didn't want to send him to a daycare with strangers when he was so young. So we made the decision as a family that I would take the first year or 2 off until he could talk before we put him in daycare. And it was the right time. I needed friends. I needed some cash. And I was super shy. So those ladies were really nice to me. It was the perfect time for me to say yes, even though I didn't realize it at the moment.
Wait. Did you just say you were shy?
Painfully shy. Claire, you don't know that about me? I didn't hear this story.
Are you kidding?
We're done. Bye.
See you later, people. If you want to know how Mary Kay transforms lives, there you go.
At that point in Yuma, There one day I came back, if I was supposed to go to the grocery store, I came back and I was in the driveway and my husband said, did you make it out of the car? I couldn't even like go to the grocery store or the bank without my stomach turning because I didn't want anybody at the bank to ask me any questions. I just wanted to make a deposit and like leave. Like I was painfully shocked.
Wow. Yeah, you guys, we might just need to turn this off and make this just a conversation. I'm not even kidding you. Okay, Brianna, well, first of all, I think
I misspelled my name. I don't want to even talk about it.
You misspelled your own name?
I've been staring at it the whole time. Like, can I change this? Like, how do I change it?
Okay. Spell your own name.
Don't need to have a spelling degree in order to be a Mary Kay director.
I fixed it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh,
So Brie, what can you tell us that we never knew?
Okay, so I don't know. I think you guys know it all, but I was only 22 years old. And so when Mary Kay found me, I was living in my dad's house. I currently live on the property, but in like a home now, but we were living actually like inside the house, my husband and I. And my mom had just passed away a year before I started, and I was currently having my own hair salon at that time. And we were basically robbing Peter to pay Paul at that time. So I couldn't even get my starter kit for a month. And and so I waited and I pushed her off. And so, things looked much different then. And I was grieving. I was young and married, and I was just kind of going through the motions. So I was building a business though. So that was actually taking a lot of my time because I had just left the restaurant business. I was working at a casino at a restaurant business. And so I was a year into just building this brand new business on my own. I wasn't working in a salon where people were just handling clients. I was kind of creating on my own because I didn't want to be around other women because I thought they were going to be catty. So I asked my dad to build me my own salon so I could be alone.
Oh my gosh. You know what? You were perfect for Mary Kay then. Love women.
I also did not like women because I was dealing with them going through divorces and deaths and life crisis. And I thought, I cannot deal with these people. They cry all the time.
Wow.
And now that's all we work with is women, and I love them.
Maria, you weren't.
Hair school was it was interesting.
Wow. And Maria, you weren't around a lot of women either. Oh no, you definitely were a tomboy. I just remember.
Yeah, I was primarily raised by my dad, and so part of what felt really awkward after I started, I kind of made the decision just based on intuition, like, okay, this is something I need to be a part of. And then once I started attending events, I was in such a negative world, and I did not, also very shy, very introverted. I thought, wow, these women are living at a different level. And it felt very awkward for me because I was in such a negative, in my introverted shyness. And I also didn't have a positive vibe of women. So that was, there was a huge gap where I came in and what I was experiencing. Even you guys watching this video might be like, they are just too happy. Let me tell you, you guys, it's weird at first, but it's legit. And there was something that drew me to keep coming back because I wanted that positivity. I wanted that circle. I wanted that energy. And I really think deep down, I just wanted to stop believing that I didn't like women or I didn't like people. It's just the season of life and where I was when the opportunity came and presented itself. So I felt
the same way, Maria. Like my first meeting, I came back from my first Mary Kay meeting after I signed up. My husband said, "How was it?" I was like, I think they're all on Prozac. Like that was the drug of choice back in the day, 20 years ago. I was like, they're like happy and hugging. And he said, what's happened to you that being around happy people makes you uncomfortable now? You weren't always like this.
Wow.
Since high school. That was a wake-up call. Hey, so my best friend since I was 4 is on here, Maisha Turner. She can vouch that I was shy and awkward and not nearly this cute.
Hi, Maisha. We need you to like drop the emoji in and tell us that she's not lying.
I forgot something too.
I'm supposed to be on question number 3 by now, guys. We're totally
Okay,
get back to business.
But tell us, I want to know, Bree, before we go.
Oh, that I had horrible cystic acne. So I should have been the last person on the planet to be talking about skincare. So Mary Kay really helped my skin. And someone asked me the other day, like, well, are your products good? And I'm like, I came from someone who was using all high-end products. I was actually doing makeup for weddings, and they actually asked me to start only using Mary Kay and not all the stuff I was using before. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I guess I should just really start doing this because they love it and I love it. So why not?
Wow. Do you have a before? You should be carrying around your before picture.
I didn't take a lot of befores without makeup. Then I just
I think that's the truth.
Oh, that's very true. Oh my God. Okay. So really quickly, I think that my story is like the complete opposite of all of yours. Because I always think when people are looking for Mary Kay that they must need something. And if you would have looked at my life from the outside, you would definitely not have thought I needed anything. I was a global event professional. I was literally traveling the world, probably like 200 days a year, working on things like the Olympics and, World Cup, things like that. And I loved what I did. I was making a 6-figure income. I bought my first home as a single 20-something. But I got to that point of frustration where I was always gone and I was watching my friends like have kids, get married, have kids. And I'd come back with a great story every time. And they like couldn't wait to hear my stories, but I was in the same place. And so I was just looking for something I was just thinking there's got to be something more to my life. I can't be doing this 20 years from now. If you would have told me it was going to be Mary Kay, I actually did say they were crazy. I did. I said never in a million years would I do anything like Mary Kay. It's a complete stretch from what I was doing. And so for me, what drew me was not even the money. It was not the flexibility. It wasn't any of those things. It was just the curiosity of what does it look like to live with my priorities in order. Mm-hmm. They said that Mary Kay believed that if you put God first, family second, and career third, that everything works. I had never heard that before in my life. And I actually thought they must be lying. Like, what does that even look like? So that's literally why I paid to become a consultant, to just check that part out.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, should we ask the question, what almost stopped us? What could have stopped us? We obviously said yes. So what could have stopped you? We'll start with you, Claire, since you're telling us the story.
I mean, probably the number one thing would be the only skincare I used was the shampoo that fell on my face. And I literally didn't try any makeup except for black eyeliner until I started Mary Kay. So I was never going to be the person. I mean, I'm not girly. And I definitely still not really great at sales. Like I said, so all of those things would have stopped me. Plus, I already had the 6-figure income. So the things that they told me that Mary Kay offered, I outwardly already had. Mm-hmm. What about you, Bree? Goodwin?
Constant, by the way, the 2 Bree. Anyway, we won't get into it. It'll take too much time. Okay, so why shouldn't I have started? Well, for me, number one, I had started that business, so I didn't have a lot of time, and so I didn't think that I could take on a whole different business. I thought it meant it would take a large portion of my time, and so what I found was I could sprinkle it in and around what I was doing while still making my full-size income, doing what I was doing before, but starting to create an entire other full-size income in just a couple of hours. And for me, I was also in a lot of body pain. I had been in 5 car accidents prior to Mary Kay. I totaled them all. I know. Oh my gosh. And so for me, I was thinking I had to do my job because I went to school for it. So I had to, and I did love it, but I was like, how am I going to do this forever? How is my body going to be conducive to this? So for me, I was like, oh my gosh, I need something that I don't have to use my body and that I can have multiple sources of income and more flexibility. And I was also, honestly, guys, I was like medicated for real when Mary Kay found me. I was on anxiety medication. I was on depression medication. I had gone through a lot of crazy stuff in our family of alcohol and drug abuse and grief. And so I was in no business to start something else, even in the mindset. But what I found was, like what we keep saying, is really powerful, positive women who truly believed in me, breathed that success into me, and then just changed my life.
Mm-hmm. Love it. What about you, other Bree?
So for the purposes of this, she is Brianna. That's what she typed in her name.
Okay, I gotcha. You're Bree.
I'm Bree.
With two and a half.
Did that. Well, all of it. Shy, didn't have extra cash because we decided to take that year off. I refused to live on base because I was too fancy. I had a real job and I was educated. I wasn't going to sell lipstick, and I had zero sales experience. I wore thick Coke bottle glasses, a fuzzy bun, and typed trial briefs all day. I was not going to sell anything. I had never even sold like the chocolate bars that people eat. Like, I don't even like chocolate. Me and my sister would just eat a bunch of them till our stomach hurt. So my mom would have to pay for them so we get the prize because I really wanted the prize. And my mom wasn't like the mom that was going to take it to the hospital where she worked as a nurse and sell bars because she wasn't a salesperson either. So I had zero sales experience and had no desire to do it. Like it just, for me, it was so far from everything except one thing. And it was the friends. And I felt like I needed friends. And if I could view this as a self-improvement course, the woman who was my consultant, she said, what if in 1 year I promised you'd be less shy? That was my big goal. It wasn't to make any money. It wasn't about the products because I wasn't using anything yet. It was that in 1 year, if I did everything they told me, I'd be less shy. Well, obviously 17 years later, it worked.
Obviously that worked.
Plus I'm in a volunteer for 20 years. So like it just like, there's literally was no time for me to take on one other thing, but I was willing to be less shy.
Awesome. So it's the willingness, really. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Maria? What would have stopped you besides?
I would say, I mean, almost everything everybody said is very similar. There's, of course, things that we're aligned in that I was feeling as well. But to add something else it was a really uncertain time in my life. And I think that's really relatable to today as well. I was in a position where I had fallen in love with he was my fiance and he lived in Nicaragua. And so no one was on Team Maria, go ahead and marry someone from your town of 200 people who did not speak English. And I mean, it just felt so foreign. So I was in a place where no one around me was supportive of that decision. And also financially, my parents actually sat down with me. It was 2008, 2009. And they said, you're coming back to America. We're in an economic crisis. And I couldn't understand what that meant because I'd been gone for 2.5 years. I mean, living on a dirt floor, washing my clothes in a river. It was such a drastic, I wasn't processing the housing market and what was going on in the States. And so I think those two things really could have stopped me. And I'm just so glad that there was that inkling. I was drawn to say yes. And here's the other thing. I think sometimes indecision stops us. Mm-hmm. And indecision is a decision not to decide. So I'm really glad that even though things were uncertain, the financial stuff wasn't there, I felt something when I heard the information and I took action on it. And I'm so grateful that I did. So those were kind of 3 things that really could have stopped me. And I'm so glad they didn't.
Okay, you being gone at the Peace Corps for 2 years, I was just thinking, can you imagine if someone has been gone this whole year of 2020 during COVID, like coming back to this and being like, what is going on?
I would have loved to have been gone for the 2020. We should have stayed in Cabo. We came back a week and a half before it all
Cabo. Yeah,
in the villas and just been quarantined there for the last 6 months together.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we've covered like why you started, what could have kept you from starting. Oh, should we do one?
We have people commenting.
We have people commenting.
All right, let's take a peek, man. Who's been commenting here?
Oh, we've got... there's a lot. I'm just scrolling and scrolling. If you are a guest and you're not a consultant, because the only one I know for sure that's a guest is my guest, go ahead and comment so that we know your guest. Say who you're going to say, I'm a guest of, and put your consultant's name in the comments. And then we've got giveaways, lip gloss, unlimited lip gloss, and our Panorama mascara, which we have
on. I know. All right, so let's do that. So if you're on here and you're a guest, type that in there, type your name, who your consultant is, and then after this next question, we will do a drawing. So what I want to know next is who's the youngest, Mary Kay, in terms of how long you've been here?
Bree.
8 years. Me. 8 years. What about you, Maria?
I'm 11.
11. And Bree, Bree, how long have you been?
We're the same. The first time I signed up was 20 years ago. The second time I said it was 19 years ago because that first year.
So you're at 19 years? You're at 19 years.
I'm officially at 19 and a half years. Yeah, I'm the oldest in Mary Kay.
And I'm at 17. December will be 17 years for me. It's so weird to think that I'm still here after that long. So, all right. So Brianna, you are like the youngest in Mary Kay in terms of the years. So
look how she rolled her eyes. She's like, I'm also really the youngest in real life.
So, in the amount of time that you've been in, how has Mary Kay, like, why do you stay? How has Mary Kay benefited your family or you or the people around you?
I mean, we have to be off of this in 10 minutes, but I'll try to do it.
One thing so we can get through this.
Okay. The way, I mean, obviously it's financially benefited my family. You know, I mean, it has been able to financially benefit us when I have been separated. It has been able to benefit us when there's been a loss of jobs. It has been able to buy us a home at the age of 24. I mean, in San Diego, I mean, where does that happen to where I would have those choices and quadruple my income in less the time? But the biggest thing that I didn't think that I would find is I would allow to myself to be able to, what Bree kind of gave me the other day is I get to take on my mission driven, you know, thing through this company. I never thought through selling some lipstick, I would be able to provide an arena for women to be the cycle changers in their life. And that was a choice I had. And it's a choice I want to give women, whether that's choices or financial security or whatever that looks like, because when I think the mom is happy, the husband's more happy, the kids are more happy, and it affects everybody down the line. And I love being a part of that process.
Awesome. So this is like Mary Kay is your vehicle for your mission.
Yes.
Mission-driven $1 million mom.
I love it. Yeah. How about you?
Classy when you say it.
I would say the biggest difference is what the difference it's made in my home life. That when a woman is on fire and she has a desire in her heart to achieve something and a goal, it changes everyone in the household. And I know some of you, if you don't have a goal on your refrigerator, trust me, when you do, it changes the dynamic when you've got a positive energy and a place you're going, your children, your husband, friends, people that come over when you're going somewhere. I really feel like we create the energy in our homes. Mm-hmm. And so being part of something so positive and just having a goal ignited in an environment that just propels that has been just something priceless for my children, for my husband, for my parents, my brothers, just everybody in my space, because I'm getting fed from my Mary Kay.
Love it. Love it. What about you, Bree? What makes you stay?
Oh, I was like, can you repeat the question? Okay, what makes me stay?
What makes you stay, or how has it benefited you the most?
Well, you guys know I love being a mom with all the kids and doing all the things in the travel and the ministry. And I homeschooled before it was cool. Like, I don't distance learn school. I homeschool, like legit homeschool for a decade. Badge of honor now, because people used to think we're weird and now we're superheroes. So just saying. But I love that I've been able to have for the last 17 years that this has been my full-time job since I retired from law, is that for 17 years, I have an executive income of $4,000, $6,000, $8,000, $13,000 a month, but still get all the perks of being a stay-at-home mom. I got to be the classroom mom that volunteered. I go on all the field trips. She'd drive 3 hours one way to San Diego to go to my son's games multiple times a week and do all those things, but have the money. Because what I often find is women have two choices, and this was the two choices I was faced with. I can be a stay-at-home mom and have the time and energy to go do all those things, but no money to spend when we're together, or I can have the money to spend, but no time and energy left. And so I love that I get the best of both worlds. I get to be in a full-time volunteer ministry at different periods the last 20 years. I get to be involved in all the things and still have the income and to travel and create memories. All the things and the diamonds that are free.
I love it.
I put a ring on it.
Yes, you did. You put your own ring on it.
Well, Mary Kay did. Let's be clear. Mary Kay did, because I wouldn't buy any jewelry or designer handbags. They just keep giving them to me. I don't even know what these brand names are most of the time. Somebody tells me.
I know.
Bree is like, I can't even with you guys.
What about you?
I was just thinking like how you guys have been in Mary Kay for so long, and you can't fake happy, right? No one can really fake that. And so how cool is it that this many years down the road, and even, you know, how many people stay the job that long and are just dreading it and they want out and they feel stuck? And we're probably more excited in our career than we've ever been, you know, and during the weirdest time. And so I think it's just cool getting to watch everybody of like, you can't, you know, it's just priceless.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I mean, I started because I was going to check out the priorities. But what made me stay is, so I never actually completely quit my events because I really loved it. I didn't quit because I hated it. So, but what I finally figured out is why I love the Olympics so much is it's the energy that you feel when you're around 10,000 people that are at the peak of their lives, living out their gold medal moments, living out their dream as an Olympian. And so what I made the connection that, you know what, in Mary Kay, women may not be standing on a podium, but we have the opportunity to unleash who they are and make sure that they live out their potential. So, I mean, my mission statement is that I left the Olympics for lipstick to empower everyday women to live out their gold medal moments. And so I know for sure that I am now living out my gold medal moments. Guys, 17 years ago, there's no way that I'd be speaking on any of this, no way. So my confidence 100% is probably the number one thing. And that's the one thing I want to make sure that every woman that I encounter has, because then she gets to live out who she's supposed to be.
And you're so good at it. You're an incredible coach, Claire.
Thanks.
Coach Claire.
Thanks. All right. Oh my gosh, we have 5 minutes.
Okay. I need to give away.
I know.
All the prizes.
All right. Who's doing the picking? Maria, you want to pick? Who's our winner?
I can, but let's talk about something while I'm doing the drawing.
Okay.
Claire, why don't you? Because I did a randomizer thing on your phone. So grab your phone if you've got it close, Claire, and then you can draw the name.
You did a randomizer on my phone? What did you do?
Check your text messages. All right, Maria, you can talk about something while she's doing that. So why don't we finish with this last question? First, let's explain the contest. So you guys are all entered into a $100 shopping spree. You can go shopping on the Mary Kay website and choose $100 in free stuff. I mean, who's doing that? Nobody else. You can't walk in the mall right now, somebody give you $100 free product. Make sure you text your consultant right now and say, girl, I was on that all kinds of pink thing. Those ladies are crazy. Just say something so she knows you were on. Say, send me the link. Send me the link. She's going to send you a survey link. You just fill out the quick survey. You're in the drawing, and we're going to do the drawing tomorrow. Make sure if you have girlfriends that you think would love to go in the drawing too, you let her know, because this contest is going through tomorrow. People can watch the playback of this video. And we're going to do a drawing right now for a free Panorama mascara and a lip gloss. So after Claire's done that, why don't we answer the last question? Why should they start right now? Or should we not do that because we feel like we've answered that one already and then go right into the starter kit options?
Well, I mean, real quick. So first of all, Bree, I gave you 3 options. Since you're not looking at who they are, you don't know whose guests they are. Okay. Real quick, just because I think sometimes we're like, hey, I probably am not qualified to be a part of Mary Kay. I mean, you guys already see, like, we were definitely not experts, but just real quick, what qualities do we see maybe in each other that we know makes us successful at this? Because then maybe they'll figure out, okay, maybe I have that quality. So let's see. So what do you guys think? What is it about Maria that you guys love that she clearly is part of her success in Mary Kay?
Well, one, I think that, like, if you can keep your kids alive, you can teach a woman, right? So, like, this is science. But she, like, makes it happen. And she's a multitasker, and she's a champion as a mom, as she is in every other part of her life. And so because of that willingness and because of that drive and that piece of her that is such an activator that says, yep, I'm going to go for it and I'm going to figure it out, even if I have no idea what I'm doing, like, that makes her amazing.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it's your emotional management. I think women do well in this business when you understand you show up for work no matter how you feel. And so if you show up to work for yourself no matter how you feel, you'll be good at this too. And Maria, your emotional management is on point. I have watched you go through some hard stuff, some hard things, and you're like, okay, well, my 5 minutes is up. Next, what's next? What's next on the list? What's next on the list? And it's not that you don't acknowledge what's happening or how you're feeling. You know how to compartmentalize it, get the job done, and then give that its space and time when it's appropriate to do so. That's a strength that we look for in all the women that we want to join this team.
Awesome. Okay, so what do we think Brianna has that people should have? Qualities that make her successful.
Okay, I'm going to take this one. Ambition. Brianna, yes, an ambitious heart and a will to win. And one of the things that I love about Brianna Goodwin is she loves winning, and that's okay. That's part of who she is. It's okay if you know that you're a champion and you just want to rock it. And she's also incredibly willing to dig in and do the hard work, the internal work, to be able to be healthy, to coach other people. Incredible. Like, she's hungry to learn.
Okay, so hunger to learn, ambition, yes. 100%.
Work ethic. We want people who aren't afraid to work, who aren't looking for a quick scheme, who want to sit home, collect a check, and let money flow to them. They're not afraid to roll up their sleeves and do the job. Our job is easy. It's simple, but it's not without effort. And you have great work ethic, Bree. Great.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, what about Bree?
I was going to say we can skip me so we can do the drawing, but it's okay.
I know, but I want to, you guys.
Go. I'm awesome.
Yes, you are. Okay.
I think Bree always is full of positivity of everything you can possibly imagine. Her roof can be falling in her house. Her kids
Sometimes it is.
in every direction, and she still has the most positive attitude on every outcome and person. And she always puts her faith first, and she always resembles what she wants her people to do, of putting her faith first, family second, career third. And she truly, deeply loves other people. And so, if you can care about other people and you can have a positive attitude, you can do anything you want to do.
Y'all know I'm a crier.
I love
I'm
it.
the biggest crier in the
I
group.
love it. I love it.
Okay, and Claire, you're a master trainer. I mean,
The whole package.
yeah, you have all the qualities of just and just confidence in who you are. And I know some of that's been revealed through being part of Mary Kay, but Claire, and you're just confident, you're self-assured in who you are, and you're genuine in everything you do. You will give us sincere. I mean, if you could wish for the bestest friends, you guys, they're all in Mary Kay. I mean, like Bree was saying, you guys, the women, these four of us that are on here, and I know I'm including myself. It's just we want you to be part of our group because we want more of what these women have: ambitious hearts, confidence, just faith first. I mean, we're not just saying that. Living your life with faith first, career second, whatever, family third.
Okay, let's tell you how you're doing our game now. Here's how you're part of the girl gang in Mary Kay and get part. If you have the right vibe, you get to join the tribe. So right now, Mary Kay is doing a special. It's $30 to get started. Did you hear me? $30. It's been $100 for the last 20 years that I've been in, but Mary Kay has a COVID plan. So you get to start Mary Kay for just $30. You also have the option when you go to check out for your starter kit that you can add on a full starter kit with product for $100. So it's $30 to start your business. That gives you your website free for the first year, so you can work virtually just like we're doing here. And then if you want, you can add on the starter kit that's going to come with over $400 worth of stuff with product and printed materials and things that you can hold in-person appointments too. So if you're like, I am in, text your consultant, say, I want in on the girl gang. I want to be part of the tribe. Send me the agreement. I'm ready to get started, because it's only going to be $30 for a short period of time. You guys, it takes 30 seconds to make a $30 decision. 2 clicks on Amazon and you've put $30 in your cart and hit the buy now feature, swipe right, and you're like, I don't even need this crap, and it's going to take 2 months to get here because Prime doesn't work anymore. 30 seconds to make a $30 decision, and you can be part of this, and we're going to have so much fun. Whether you want to work this as a hobby level, you're not really sure what you want to do, but you want to get your feet wet and give this a try. You know that you need part-time income, and you're willing to invest 5 to 10 hours of time a week working virtually or in person, and you want to make a couple $100 a week. Or if you're like, I need to replace full-time income, and full-time in Mary Kay is about 15 hours, and that's about $500 a week. Career level is where we are. That's when you're like, girl, I need $1,000 or more every week, week in, week out, without, and then we work about 20 to 25 hours a week. We drive pink Cadillacs, we drive free Mary Kay cars, we have diamonds, we have the experience to pour into others and to train and support you, and it's a $30 decision right now to give it a try. So that's my spiel. That's how I feel about the thing.
I spent $30 on a burger, and it did not get me 6 free cards.
What kind of burger is that?
Brussels sprouts and a burger, and I just went all out because I was at a restaurant. I was excited.
Brussels sprouts cost $2 at the grocery store. You pay $30?
Just telling you, it did change my life. Okay.
They are way fancier than me. Just let's be clear. We got Maria, the judge's daughter, Claire, the 6-figure global strategist who grew up in Saudi Arabia. That's a whole nother talk show. Bree, who's ultra fancy. And then there's me, who's from Inglewood. And I'm like, I don't even know how I got here in this villa with you guys.
I love it. All right. So we're going to have women that want to start, but we also have women that are just here for the shopping spree.
Okay.
So how do we get that? So you're going to text your consultant to get the survey link. That's actually how your consultant gets credit for you being on tonight. So no matter what you decide, make sure you text her, say you're on, and ask for her for the survey link, and you'll get entered into the $100 shopping spree. And so, all right, so Bree, we got to have some winners here.
Okay, we've got winners. First, I'm so excited. My guests are texting me. I love you guys. I even got Kim's husband is on. I love it. He wants $100. He wants to win so he doesn't have to share a cleanser with Kim anymore, my assistant. I love this. And we've got women from all over the country. Hey, Shepiko. I just had to give shout outs to my peeps. Okay, so we have 3 winners. Claire pulled the randomizer. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. We're going to do 3 because Claire pulled 3 names because she doesn't read the details. It was supposed to be 2. So the winner for the mascara, Jen Costco or Coscao. Jen Cascao. Thanks for picking a hard one. You won the free mascara. So make sure you text your consultant because she will let whichever one of us is her director know. And then a winner of a lip gloss. We've got some gorgeous nudes. And then we've got
Chelsea. It's Chelsea again.
We've got Pauletta Perez. Congratulations. Congratulations. And Claire, you didn't know this, but you picked one of my guests. Wendy Lopez. And Wendy loves free things. Wendy Lopez, you also want a lip gloss. So you get to pick from one of our new lippies. Let me know if you want a nude or a bold. Wendy was one of my very first clients who bought a roll-up bag. She's referred so many people to me working through the share station. Probably 10-15% of my business I can track back to that first facial with Wendy as a teenager. Thank you, Wendy, for being on. Wow. Thank you to all of our guests for being on. This is the first time we ever did something like this together.
I know. Do you think we should do it again? We want to know if you guys think we should do this again sometime.
Oh, yes, I want to.
And we'll pick so many stories. We might say the same stories.
Okay, I'm supposed to do teaching makeup. So little cliffhanger, we do teach everything for free and very lots of education. So I will just quickly pop off so I can be available for all those people. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Make sure you check with your consultant. We have makeup classes, pedicure parties, facials, advanced spa with masks. We're doing all kinds of really cool things, and it's in the comfort of your home, and we send the samples to you. So check with your consultant to book one of those appointments today. Thank you guys for joining.